Now, it does take two to tango, right? But I don't see anything else for Zurdo either. Like, in his excellence, he's made these investments in Jai Opetaia in relatively smaller fights. Now it's time to make the big fight. And it's not just the greatest fight in the division. It's one of the best fights pound for pound in the sport. And I think Jai Opetaia, I mean, firstly, I think he's top 10 pound for pound, unquestionably. I also think he's going to win undisputed championships at cruiserweight and also the World Heavyweight Championship. I think he's getting better and better. I think the move to heavyweight, I think he's going to cause people fits in the heavyweight division with his speed, with his movement. And he's mentally now really evolving as someone that is a world-class pound-for-pound fighter.
Jai Opetaia is a pound-for-pound fighter, and he's evolving as a fighter, and he will be heavyweight champion as well as cruiserweight champion. And Turki Al-Sheikh has him in mind, says Eddie Hearn. And let me counterpunch. I think this message is for anyone who would listen, especially Zurdo Ramirez, especially Turki Al-Sheikh. That's who it's targeted towards, okay? Eddie Hearn needs to realize that, these fights are going to take time, and I think it's a little bit of like an imperative critique upon Turki Al-Sheikh and Zurdo Ramirez, because Zurdo is the one that's holding up everything. It's not Jai Opetaia. Jai Opetaia is that guy that's eager to get it on. He's eager to unify. He's eager to progress in his career. He's 29 years of age. He's ready right now. You know what I mean? He's in prime time right now, and I think Eddie knows it. And he gives Turki homage, like, hey, he's definitely getting Jai fights, but it's time for the big fight. So I'm thinking Eddie Hearn wants Turki to put something in motion, to put the pressure on Zurdo, to tell him, to remind him, like, listen, this is what you need to do. This is where and who you need to fight, because let's throw you some greenbacks so you can get you in the ring. The only problem is next weekend we have the Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. fight. And understand, based on what we know about Mauricio Suleiman does whatever the hell he wants to do in the WBC. And if Jake Paul beats Chavez Jr., he will put him in the rankings. Hell, he put Manny Pacquiao in the rankings at number 5. So he's going to do that with Jake Paul. Why? Because Jake Paul has money behind him. So it's all about money. So initially, that's what you got. Okay. But understand this. I think Jai Opetaia is a guy that is a potential pound-for-pound fighter. The only problem is he doesn't have a way to show it yet. See, he has to get these fights with Zurdo Ramirez to show where he's at, because there's no real true options for him. Him and Zurdo are the only guys left in the division, and they're both champions. Sure, Ramirez has Dorticos to worry about, but at the end of the day, after that, what else is it? Nothing. Nothing at all. So Zurdo is, in fact, kind of holding up the division with his apprehensiveness, and his only response was a resume critique of Jai Opetaia. Bro, that is the lamest shit ever. You know what I mean? And it does smell like a duck. And if you're going to duck someone, just give up the belts. You can duck someone all you want. You don't have to fight anyone, but don't claim to be a champion that's not willing to unify, that's not willing to challenge yourself. If you know damn well you don't want to fight, just give it up. Because ultimately he could give the belts up, not fight Jai Opetaia, let the person that he gave the belts up to fight Jai Opetaia. Jai Opetaia then goes to heavyweight, and then Zurdo can stay at cruiserweight and then fight whoever he feels comfortable enough to win so he can get the belts back that he had. That's a perfect solution for anyone that doesn't want to challenge themselves against the top opposition in the division. You see what I mean? So that's a good thing. He could always do that. But will he? I'm not sure. But no, Pound for pound, I like Jai Opetaia. I like the way that he fights. I like his movement. You know what I mean? He is quick. He can use his feet. No runners, right? But he is that guy. And I think, and I do agree with Eddie, he will give heavyweights fits based on the way he can move. Why do you think Moses Atoma is so successful? Because he's smaller and he's coming from a smaller weight class and he's able to move. He's able to maneuver. Okay. His agility is there. So he's faster than those heavyweights. That's what makes, again, Alexander Usyk where he is and how he is. Okay, so Jai Opetaia can follow that same trail. Again, it's going to take some right matchmaking, but he can do it. You guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn stating that Jai Opetaia is a future pound-for-pound fighter, and he's ready, and his time is now. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!